Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So it is a beautiful day here in Catalogero, although I am sure it will rain at some point in the recording of this video, but it looks very nice out right now. It doesn't look like a cloud in the sky. So yeah, I've been working on the area over here. I'm not sure what we would call this area yet. It'll eventually come to me, but if you remember in the last video, my brother had worked on this area right here and built kind of this down area downstairs, like dock, like retaining wall area down here. So super cool, and I figured it would probably be good to start continuing adding on to that. And so he didn't actually work in the world this week. Oh, this needs filled in. Well, this is all going to come out before long anyways, but so he didn't work in the world this week, so I went ahead and did a little bit of stuff, and I built this tower over here. So this kind of wall just ended really we'll go over here. It ended like right here, and we weren't for sure if we were going to put a tower here or continue this all the way around, and it really hinged on the idea of whether keeping Lunk's lumber was a good idea. And I love Lunk's Lumberyard, I'll be honest. It's a really old build, but I just love it. The water wheel there, just straight out from like the dock area, and we got all the trees and stuff that have been cut down, like the logs, and then it goes straight into the forest. And I'm thinking about keeping that forest to some extent, and so it would make sense to have the lumberyard here. But I just really wanted to leave it for now. So I decided to build another guard tower to kind of break this space up. And so if you know, with this world, I like to make it, I guess, make sense how a city would. And so there will be obviously defensive positions on the walls throughout, but also within the city where guards would be posted up at. And so there's one right over there. There's one, you can see the top of it there. There's one on the other side of the dock right there. And then we have this one. So this is the first one on this side of the river. And that will make more sense why as I get into the lore. But there'll be a couple more of these guard outposts. But I figured this would be a good place to put it. And it's a diagonal one. And those are probably my favorite ones, the diagonal ones. And yeah, I think it just looks cool there. So let's go on in. So pretty basic interior, just got the little sitting room area where you hang out. This is the bunks, so we've got, how many, 9 bunks here? And they're just kind of stuck up in these little corners here, and so you use the ladders to get up. A good old triple bunk. It's kind of a theme in this world. There's no just double, there's definitely hardly any single beds, but very few double bunk beds. Lots of triple bunk beds. And even some quads, but you have to be really in a bad situation to be awarded a quad bunk bed. Then you go up here, and this is just kind of the armory. I don't have any armor up here because I'm completely out of iron, which I need to go and do. I'm out of iron and leather, so I need to do some farming behind the scenes, but I'll show you why in a second. I haven't had time to do that. But we just have some weapons and stuff here. Then you can go up to the top and get a nice view outlook from the city. And I think you can kind of see. Well, no, you can barely see it. That's a tower guard outpost that's on the wall. But there's another one right behind this building. You can see the corner of it. But that's something that worked on quite a while ago. But yeah, this is a really cool view from here. In the next coming episodes, I'm going to work on this area a lot and put some buildings and stuff. But I figured I'd get this one down. And also you can kind of see a little bit of what else I've been working on over there. But also, yeah, between episodes, I usually try to do one resource mining. So I would go out and get iron for one episode. I'll spend some time to get iron, or I'll spend some time to get leather or something like that. In this episode, we'll just go back through this way. In this episode, I decided that my resource that I wanted to gather was sand. And kind of I try to make sure that I get those resources kept up, because I go through a lot, obviously, building this stuff. And I don't just want to like go out for every build and gather the resources that I need. So I try to keep a pretty big stockpile. So when I'll do like a resource trip, I'll try to gather like as much as I can. And usually that'll last me for maybe like 15 or 20 episodes. But I am out of quite a few things. But I guess I am also out of sand. But I spent the majority of this episode gathering sand because I had none. And the reason why is adding to this ever-going project of this bay. So it took me absolutely forever. I mean, that building over there, the guard outpost, took me a little while. But what really took me a long time and is I guess, bay out here. And you probably can't tell too much of a difference, but there is a lot of a difference. So I took 2 layers off. So this is down 2 layers now. And so because of that, I took it down 1 layer. Yeah, because it was 2 before. So I took it down 1 layer, and so now it's 1 layer deeper, but I added in, I think, 4 layers on the shore, because before it was just like right here, and so I added these down here. Yeah, 3 layers, yeah. So I had 3 layers onto the actual beach, and this takes a long time to do, especially when the coast is this long. And so between gathering all the sand for this, digging out like all of this dirt, because there's a lot over there that I had to dig out, and placing it took up a lot of time for the episode. And so eventually kind of this whole bottom of this will be, I guess it'll be sandy. Maybe not necessarily sandy, but at least the beaches will. And so I usually try to go like a half slab at a time, and I ended on a full block because once again I am out of sand, but it'll eventually stretch all the way through there and start to really make this area look cool. And so once I get the sand kind of done, then I'm going to move on to the forest and work on that and this side of things. Obviously, the big mountain project was on that side, but it goes out here quite a ways, and this is where a lot of the sand or a lot of the dirt and stuff was that I took out. It takes a long time to do it under here and actually keep yourself from dying and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to, is doing all of this. But I think this is a really cool look. This going down by like a half slab level all the way down through here. It looks kind of strange because I left it on a full block, but you can imagine what this will look like eventually as I keep going down further and further. And it'll take less time each time because the rings are smaller that I'm working on. But yeah, that's I think all that I worked on this week. Let's get up here and get a good view before I get into the lore here. Yeah, here it is. Here we go. So let's go with some lore. So, yeah, here it is. By the year 5115, the cathedral was finished, and the Red Flag versus Slayers Guild had ramped up to maximum capacity. In fact, the rivalry had spilled over into the rest of Catawba. This was no longer some simple feud between factions. It was a full-blown territory war. The Red Flag signified the original Catawba, and the Slayers Guild signified the new immigrants from Vandalia. Both now hated each other immensely. Because of this, they divided the city in half by the river. Each side became more self-sufficient over the years, to where most citizens never had to even cross the bridge over to the enemy territory. It was like there was 2 distinct countries in the middle of one city. Never before has anything like this been seen or heard of. Surely something must be done about this. So that's pretty interesting. So the new immigrants kind of stuck to the left side of the river over there, where the Library of Lore and the Slayers Guild are, and the Red Flag and original Catawba took the right side with the cathedral and the castle and different things. So pretty interesting. So obviously in there's a lot of duplicated stuff in the sense of, yeah, you got to be able to survive on both sides. So that's a lot of what we're going to be building coming up, is some area over on the Slayers Guild side. Not that I'm going to duplicate builds by any stretch of the imagination. They are going to be very unique, but that being said, there has to be some sustainability and living situation over on the other side of the river. So, yeah, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.